Will someone help this poor woolly cow? Are you okay? Oh!
Wrong tool for the job.
Are you okay? I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh my God. I almost killed an innocent woolly cow. What is crack-a-lackin', everyone? It's JT the OCG. We're going to take a tour of the Rizzo's facility. 30 articulated joints in purple berry pink and nanner blue. Rizzo's guards are the fashionable armors and all Halcyon. Raise a glass of lemon slap. Okay, to the guys who protect us all. Alrighty. You imagine life without purple berry punch, purple berry crunch, purple berry fizzy tea? Well, not fizzy tea. Fizzy tea's good. Juice, liqueur, lunch, munch, punch, or wine. We can't. That's why hard-working brand managers develop the purple berry. Why not book a tour for the orchards? Okay.
Must you read every law-forsaken sign in the building?
Some of us enjoy learning things.
Yes.
Oh, yeah? And what did you learn about Rizzo's armor 2 hours ago?
It's not about memorizing, it's about absorbing. Okay?
Let's absorb the one that says exit.
It's got 50 articulated joints. Ready to eat. Purple berry lunch. Pea-free nuts, crackers, cheese, and purple berries. Oh, actually, that's a pretty good lunch. That is a pretty good lunch, I'll tell you. Why are there explodable barrels all over the place? That's what I want to know. That's not right. Oh, I want that hat. Look at that hat. That hat is awesome. Those suck, but that hat is awesome. I'm not going to pick this stuff up. It's done. That's barred. Is that book from the architect? Can't go out there. Hello.
Whoa, you scared the daylights out of me. Don't sneak up on a fellow like that. Say, you wouldn't happen to be the inspector investigating Halcyon Helen's murder. You look like you might fit the bill.
Wow, you're pretty observant.
Hey, I got it right. You must be a real top runner to be in charge of a case like this. Oh, wait! That's why you're talking to me. I'll help however I can.
Okay, tell me what you know about Halcyon Helen and her murder.
Oh, I hate to say it, but I never met Helen. Not even in passing. I've seen a couple serials, but otherwise, I don't know anything about her. But I do know a thing or two about traps. This here's my Terror Ray Grounder, and once it works, it'll zap those wing sprats out of the sky.
What do you have against terror rays?
Ah, they're disgusting little monsters with creepy tube mouths. Plus, they keep flying into the engines, and I reckon that'll do damage over the long term. But you help me get the parts I need to finish the Terror Ray Grounder, and the problem will take care of itself.
Alright, what's stopping you from getting them yourself?
I hate to admit it, but Terror Rays give me the heebie-jeebies, and most of the parts I need are surrounded by them.
Okay. Go back to the part where you're afraid of terror rays.
Ah, it's their weird eyes, their horrible little mouths, the fleshy sound their wings make. Look, I don't even want to think about it. Let's just focus on what we need to kill them. I've got an incomplete list here, but I'm a tad on the scatterbrain side. You mind taking a look at my terminal to certify I ain't forgetting anything?
Scrap metal? What is all this?
I know, but trust me, Once I've got everything, I can build a zap trap that'll keep those disgusting things out of the engine.
Okay, I'll take care of it. Where's your terminal? Max, you look spiffy, I swear.
Guess I ought to call you Inspector while we're on Eridanos.
Is Inspector a higher rank than Captain? Just wondering whether congratulations are in order, Captain. Inspector?
I don't know, Max. That's a good question. I have no idea. But... ah, so there's no more... no more reading material. Purpleberry Scarecrow, huh? Oh, well, we got the battery. That was easy. Whoa, look at that giant sprat. We've killed enough of them. Legendary mount of Cascadia Bart, the frontier hero immortalized by Spencer Woolrich and Free Range Fixer. While the real Gigantor retired after filming and went to the home of a wealthy Byzantine collector, the ambitious shooting schedule and thrilling stunts of Free Range Fixer meant that many smaller-scale stunt doubles got to share the role of Gigantor. Number 347 displayed here performed in a scene where Gigantor and Cascadia Bart are buried in a rock slide. While her shot was ultimately cut from the film, her valiant sacrifice lives on. Gigantor was named after Rizzo's Gigantor energy drink. Enjoyed by Cascadia Bart. Oh, it's a costume? Yeah. Oh, there it is. Hey, looked pretty cool. Spencer Warwick looked pretty cool as Cascadia Bart. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty good. Alright. Toss bus 6 were used by Bertie Black Hole Holcomb during the historical match between Rizzo's Rangers and the Happy Dale Farmers, where Bertie's triple tackle of rival hacker Claude the Bull Payne set the record for most simultaneously rule violations. Yeah. Oh, cool. We'll put you back on this, but toughened cooling. Alright. So where do we go? We go up, 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 up. Hello, 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 Inspector on duty. T. Walcott messages. Terror ray trap. Walt, has the captain never read my proposal yet? I know she's not big on details, so try this next time you talk to her. If I don't stop those terror rays from nesting in the engines, there won't be a gyroscope for her to realign. Yes, I know that's a later problem. Don't mention that part. Thanks, Thelbert. Good news. Plans were approved and we're sending you the requested materials. You can find your cabling in the terraforming control room. We don't have any spare screwdrivers. Try some spork forks. The dirtier the better. A little grease actually helps loosen the screws. Regards, Walt. Okay. You guys have a lot of explodable here. You guys better watch out. Hello.
Administrator Ludovico can seem intimidating, but he's a decent fellow. I know he cares.
Greeting protocols initiating. Greeting protocols cancelled. Phaeton cannot extend pre-programmed pleasantries at this time. Error. Phaeton requires an attitude adjustment.
You mean your gyroscopic axis is misaligned?
Affirmative.
That's very, very bad. How have we not crashed?
Gyroscopic misalignment creates an increasing likelihood of a critical flight path error.
I know that.
Possible outcomes include steering the Eridanos atmospheric complex into a storm, resulting in the destruction of the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Steering the Eridanos atmospheric complex into a lower altitude, resulting in the extreme compression of the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Steering the Eridanos atmospheric complex into a higher altitude, resulting in engine failure, followed by a rapid descent into a lower altitude, and the destruction of the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Each of these outcomes represents an unacceptable violation of Rizzo's productivity standards for the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Clarification of clarification. Phaeton must be realigned with the ship's internal gyroscope in order to calculate a flight path with an acceptably low margin of error.
I get the point. How do I fix this?
To achieve attitude adjustment, acquire the gyroscopic alignment key, or GAC, and convey it to the gyroscope management terminal in engineering. Utilize the GAC to interface with the gyroscope management terminal and execute the gyroscopic axial realignment procedure. This will achieve an attitude adjustment.
Wait, you're telling me all I have to do is get a key and press a button on a terminal?
Affirmative.
And no one else has done this yet?
After all this time in Halcyon, you still have to ask.
Yes, Max.
Captain Mabel Thompson is scheduled to perform routine realignment. Error. Captain Mabel Thompson is overdue to perform routine realignment.
Yeah, I'm getting that. Where is Captain Thompson?
Error. Phaeton cannot determine the whereabouts of Captain Mabel Thompson without gyroscopic realignment.
Is she really the only person who could do this?
Reassigning gyroscopic realignment to the nearest available human. Reassignment complete. Rizzo's thanks you in advance for your assistance. Please note that Rizzo's does not pay for uncontracted labor, but a member of HR will issue a favorable remark on your permanent record.
I don't have a permanent
Access
record.
to engineering levels granted.
You gotta be kidding. What the? You little rotten bastard.
Light him up.
Oh,
Incoming! Down they go! I don't like that at all! Watch and learn! I just wanted to make you smile! What's wrong, friend? Careful, you're wounded! I can't hear you! Get away from me! That's the last of it. Be your friend.
I do love this thing. Okay. So yeah, these guys got the boogaboo in their neck just like everybody else. What the hell are you doing here?
Hey, I don't know who you think you are, but I'm the captain of this vessel.
And you find this an effective place from which to captain this vessel?
And as the captain, I specifically recall locking this door. And I do not recall giving anyone permission to unlock it.
Don't tell me you've forgotten already.
I haven't forgotten. That was a test, and you passed marvelously. Excellent job, you. But now that you've found me, I suppose you can help me take care of this mess once and for all.
You got that backwards, but let's hear your...
Meet me above the gyroscope. I think I know a way to take care of these monsters once and for all.
What do you have in mind?
I can't say. Prior operational experience has disinclined me from sharing my plans too early lest a subordinate criticize them. But I assure you, my idea is brilliant.
The likelihood of that is quite low.
Once we're there, I can deal with the Canaans
I love Max.
and realign Phaeton, thus saving the day.
Any suggestions for reaching the gyroscope?
You could take the ramp up from here. It might help you avoid some of the automechanicals. See you at the gyroscope.
All right, dummy.
Right behind you. I'm just plotting my route.
Yeah. Oh, there's the moron. Hey, dummy.
By the law, those Canaans are done for. We did it, friend. Anyway, I was thinking, you should do the honors. Realign Phaeton, since you've been such great help in all of this.
Lady, Rizzo should be making me captain at this point.
What do you think you're doing?
Oh, jeez, nothing.
Just don't make any trouble for me, okay?
All right.
Checking for gyroscopic alignment. Gyroscopic alignment confirmed. Rizzo's thanks you for your assistance.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Discrepancy detected. Rizzo's company policy clearly states that all proprietary mascots must exhibit signs of physical life.
Puncture war engineer's collar blown. I'm having trouble finding an exit wound.
Excellent observation, Inspector. Have you deduced a possible cause of death?
Firearms, and not a conventional weapon either.
Unusually small entry wounds indicate exotic weaponry. Closest approximations are 1. Incident involving a game of darts. 2. The Needler.
Constable Keene mentioned the Needler, Helen's signature gun.
Now running flattery protocol. Excellent deduction, Inspector. Your logical faculties make my programming seem Paleolithic by comparison. Famously deployed by Halcyon Helen in Terror on Monarch. This weapon was responsible for executing the Chief of the Savages, played by Spencer Woolridge.
Amplifier, before we go, do you think he'd miss his outfit?
This unit is incapable of providing ethical advice. This unit is also incapable of answering rhetorical questions.
Well, I'll take it. It's potential evidence, yeah. All right. What do you think?
Guess I ought to call you Inspector while we're on Eridanos.
Max?
Is Inspector a higher rank than Captain?
timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh.
This empty bottle of spirits does not belong to any known corporate brand. Suspicious residue detected.
High concentration of ethanol. Somebody's brewing moonshine with antiseptics.
Excellent deduction, Inspector. Imbibing of unauthorized beverages is strictly prohibited under Rizzo's company law. Ingredients include antiseptic alcohol, sucrose, and unidentifiable miscellaneous organic material. Closest match. Counterfeit spirits available at the Piraeus spaceport.
I password locked this directory. Pretty sure no one in management could crack, even if they do start checking up on us. Have fun. P. Celebrity sightings. Saw Spencer Woolrich order 4 different meals and send them all back. What a refined palate. H. The other day, Halcyon Helen was to join the Spectrum on the terrace. The stars really are just like the rest of us. P. Some of the rangers started tussling in one of the fountains. The gardener Automax spent hours propping the flowers back up. What fun guys. D. Station bingo. Initially, you see one of the following on your shift. First, the 3 wins. Teacup candidates and matching outfits. D. This should really count twice. 1 for each candidate. Someone falling off edge of island. Oh my god. Tristan greenhouse. H. It's all windows. Why would anyone do this? Terror ray slams into hotel window. D. Raptidon or Primo on Hotel Island. That's pretty good bingo. Logs. Clear skies. Distant storm. Steered around. Distant storm. Adjust the course. Clear skies. Clear skies. Distant storm. Revised heading. Clear skies. Okay. Well, they're just having fun, so it's not like they're doing anything malicious. Here you go.
You're back. Any luck finding what we need for the Terra Ray grounder?
Yep. Here's what I found.
Excellent. I should finally be able to get this thing working. Here, take this. It's the least I can do for all your help against those leathery abominations. Oh, wait. There's one more thing. You don't happen to have a pinwheel, do you?
What do you need a pinwheel for?
It'll help generate electricity as we move through the atmosphere. Plus, all Rizzo's products are supposed to have an element of whimsy.
Well, I can look for one.
Great. I'll give you a nice bonus if you bring one back to me.
A pinwheel. You're kidding me.
Great work.
A very nice camp right here.
You're back. Any luck finding what we need for the Terra Ray grounder?
Here's your whimsy. Everything?
It sure is. I'll finally be able to give those winged monstrosities what for. Here's your pay for helping me put the finishing touches on this thing.
Sure would hate to see something happen to your lovely machine.
Me too. And if a few other bits keeps it safe, they're yours. Thanks again for your help, Inspector.
You really didn't react to that intimidation the way I thought you would. All right. So, suspects. Bertie Holcomb. He was dating Helen at the time of her death. And he was hot-headed and he broke a stick. Could he be a cold-blooded killer? A ruined picnic at the Pepperport Orchard. Tossball. Were they arguing? Did he lose his temper? Burbage. I don't think so. Most sophisticated acting automechanical since Burbage 3000. And if he can't have sentence, can he be guilty of murder? Or was he reprogrammed by Woolrich? So Dr. Blossom. Dr. Leora Blossom, head of research at RR&DD Labs. Under attack by her own technicians during the chaos, an unknown assailant murdered her. And I heard her final moments over an intercom. So Rizzo's Research and Development Lab. Helen's trail led us here, but when I arrived, something had driven its lab technicians to a violent frenzy. Oh,
I understand there was an incident at the orchards. The pollination cycle began without my authorization. Fortunately, you managed to save most of the hive. The wasp-ketos are essential to the orchards, you see. Losing them would have cost us months of production.
and more than a few lives. That doesn't bother you?
The orchards can be a dangerous place, but my workers understand the hazards. Something about this incident troubles me. The circumstances are suspicious. But let's concentrate on the matter at hand. Have you discovered anything?
The plot thickens, Administrator.
You have my attention.
Dr. Blossom is dead, murdered by an unknown killer.
That's deeply upsetting. Dr. Leora Blossom was an extraordinary scientist and a friend. We have a murderer on the loose, Inspector, as if the death of Halcyon Helen wasn't enough of a blow to our facility.
She was in trouble when I found her. The other workers had turned violent.
Her commitment to her NDA was admirable. I'll make sure to accelerate the payout of her death benefits to her next of kin.
And all I know is she recognized the killer.
Interesting. The Rizzo's family is a small family, Inspector. Most of us recognize one another. Still, any information is good information. It troubles me to believe Leora could have been murdered by one of our own. If there's anything else you'd like to share, you have my attention.
Helen insisted on touring the Rizzo's RR&DD lab.
Insisted? That's interesting. We'd scheduled a tour of the lab for Helen. Purely a public relations event to be held sometime in the indeterminate future. Then again, Helen and I were not well acquainted. I can't speak to her intentions.
She spent a little time at the orchards. I found evidence she was at a picnic.
A picnic? I don't recall approving a private social gathering at the orchards. I'll have to make a note of this information. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Was there anything else?
Someone stole data from one of your terminals in research and development.
That's troubling, to say the least. Any transfer of proprietary data is strictly prohibited without my permission.
You can't steal that much data without an expensive cartridge. Our thief had resources.
A clever deduction, Inspector. That gives us a little information to work with.
This happened just before the Wasp-Keto attack. Someone was trying to stop me.
Yes, I share your suspicions.
Suspicious?
Someone didn't want you following their trail. This feels like more than corporate espionage. Someone's playing with us, Inspector. And I have never in my life enjoyed games. Did you discover anything else?
I'll let you know if I learn anything else.
This incident at the orchards must be connected to Helen's murder somehow. I don't know how, but I feel it in my marrow. My apologies, Inspector. This case is under your jurisdiction, not mine. I leave it in your hands. When you're ready, I suggest a word with the hotel coroner. She should have finished her autopsy by now.
I'll be back. She looks almost unreal, does she not? Hello.
Inspector, not a moment too soon. I've just finished my autopsy report.
Would you mind washing your hands before you give me anything?
Oh, don't be so squeamish. You won't find any viscera under my fingernails. I trimmed them just this morning. Ruth Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If it's any consolation, her death was instantaneous and painless. I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last meal. Toxic, but not enough to kill her. Spencer Woolrich complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, Spencer. But now I'm not so sure.
Ah. Someone was obviously trying to poison Helen.
Oh, most certainly. Well, possibly they were trying to make her extremely uncomfortable, but I suppose killing her would also satisfy that criterion.
Well, you actually used criterion in the correct... Yeah, criterion is one. Criteria is more than one. Just something I know from English language here. And they are... The writers... Obsidian writers are a little pretentious. They really are. They use the $10 words when other words would suffice, but they really want to use their degrees. Anyway, you sure it just wasn't the hotel food?
The thought occurred to me. I tested this hypothesis by vacating the contents of my stomach and testing for the presence of the same toxin. Slightly elevated levels of mercury and an alarming amount of blue food coloring. But other than that, no. I'm certain it wasn't, as you put it, just the hotel food.
You did what?
I did science. My profession.
You're weird. Well, I should go speak with Spencer then.
Conversations with Mr. Woolrich tend to spontaneously transform into monologues. You'll find him on the VIP guest floor. I'd best return to work, Inspector. Autopsies always whet my appetite, and all this talk of food is distracting me.
I'll be back. All right. Are her feet the size that we want? No, it's not going to do anything. Are those size feet? Oh, she's got some ugly toes. She is pretty ooh, well, nope. That's inappropriate. Will someone help this poor woolly cow? Are you okay? Oh!
Wrong tool for the job.
Are you okay? I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh my God. I almost killed an innocent woolly cow. Carry on. Nothing to see here. Carry on. All right, Woolrich.
Please, can't you see my heart is bursting at the seams? I absolutely must go out. A quote from the Sisty Cutlet. I voiced a Sisty pig aware that it was going to be slaughtered. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
I hear I've learned a thing or two about your activities in the hotel.
Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense.
I spoke to Burbage. He told me you upgraded him.
I did indeed. With Halcyon Helen parading her fame about, I was left without an acting partner. Burbage is no exception. His acting protocols were nothing short of a joke. So I decided to make some modifications, installing him with some of my old serial quotes as, I think, improved his range. The way he bungled about with that weapon of his hardly befitted a dissident, so I modified it as well. He's much quicker on the draw now, though he's still a machine.
Got my eye on you.
I'm quite used to being breathlessly watched.
I hear you were poisoned.
Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation.
You think of anyone other than the chef who would want to harm you?
None that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally, and with the minimum level of respect that they deserve.
Watch it, Woolrich. Why didn't you go to the clinic for your stomach pains?
Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star, spotted in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it.
According to the coroner, Helen was also poisoned.
How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before you.
Helen wasn't killed by the poison.
Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both, disrupt the product launch. I couldn't say, Inspector. I'm merely an actor.
That's all I wanted to know.
Very well, then.
More questions.
Oh, must I relive that ghastly event again? My intestines still have yet, but I suppose... Very well.
All right. Goodbye, actor.
Yes? Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in for later. Actually, what am I saying? I can't do that. I'm booked for the next month. You'll have to make a reservation.
No smoked sprat. What about purple berry glazed canid flank steaks?
Weren't you listening? We're reserved solid for the next month. I'm sorry, but you'll really need to order in advance.
Why are you talking about food? Don't you care about the crime that just occurred?
Crime or no crime, I must keep my head on my work. One does not simply become the head chef in all of Eridanos by fretting over irrelevant happenings.
And one doesn't simply walk into the heart of Eridanos. Okay, I think you should fret. With this lockdown, you can't get any fresh ingredients.
Well, that's not entirely true. There are the purpleberry orchards and... No, you're right. I can't afford to skimp. Who exactly are you, anyhow? What is it you want?
Frankly, I don't know why I'm here. Everyone keeps telling me I'm an inspector.
Oh, you're the inspector they told me would be coming by. Now I feel like a buffoon. Yes, you can ask me what you like. Though, I don't know how much help a chef can be.
Did you prepare all of Helen's meals?
Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest.
You sure no one else was involved?
Well, yes, I'm positive. Why?
Something about this isn't adding up. Why don't you tell me the truth?
How? Oh, fine. There may have been times I left Helen's meal unsupervised. Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients.
Why are you being so evasive about leaving Helen's food unattended?
Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else would I worry about it?
Because some Halcyon food combinations turn to acid when unsupervised?
What? Truly? That's an alarming business oversight. Instead of volatile chemicals, the corporations should put barbiturates in everything. Everyone likes barbiturates.
Oh my goodness.
But I don't believe That was a risk with Helen's meal. I was, up to something else. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking, and consequently, I may have been somewhat less than coherent after preparing Helen's meal.
Alibi's a little thin here. Why should I believe anything you're saying?
I understand your reluctance, but... Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about everything. Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal.
Any idea where I might be able to find Bellhop Owens?
Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather... particular. Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands.
Oh, let's not.
It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have to wait.
And what was Spencer Woolrich doing around the kitchen?
Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person. While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us. Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here. Well, it's a breach of profession.
So if you tell me the truth, it might be more inclined to believe you the rest of your saying.
Well, I suppose that's as good a point as any I've heard.
All I wanted to ask about. Guess we'll see if you're telling the truth.
Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll find the true culprit before long.